Order. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? There's no electronic participation today. Everybody's present.
Motion.
Mrs. Lowry, Mr. I call it Pastor Nigel, but Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Barron,
Yes.
Mr. Aline,
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie,
Yes.
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Dr. Gupta,
Yes.
Mr. DePaul,
Yes.
Mr. Gilio,
Yes.
Dr. Farmer,
Yes.
Mr. Poe.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Connor.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. NC Administration Business, there's none. Work session consent agenda item. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Pastor Nigel, Mrs. Lowry. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Barron,
Yes.
Mr. Aline,
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie,
Yes.
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Dr. Gupta,
Yes.
Mr. DePaul,
Yes.
Mr. Gilio,
Yes.
Dr. Farmer,
Yes.
Mr. Poe.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Next is finance report, Dr. Majid.
Okay. All right, Ms. Jamies.
Good evening, Chairman Gupta, members of the school board, and Dr. Majid. I am going to be as quick as the rest of the items have been on the agenda. You have before you July 31st, 2025 month-end financials. Included, there's a little different look this time. Included in this month-end is an expanded expenditure report that was approved by the Finance and Facilities Committee at their last regularly scheduled meeting. The expanded report still lists by function the same expenditures you saw on the abbreviated report, but it expands the categories from a summary of 2, which you are used to looking at, to a detail of up to 8 lines, to be able to gauge where the actual expenditure is taking place within those functions. And so I believe it gives us a little more transparency, gives us a little more information to make fiscal decisions moving forward. So each category, a little extra explanation, each category is a summary of multiple lines. The function is denoted by 3 X's. So if you see 3 X's, that's not a mistake. Each one of those lines encompass a multitude of lines that the report would have been 900 pages if I hadn't have summarized them, and nobody has that kind of time, except maybe the CFO. So moving on. As of July, which marks 8.33% of the fiscal year passing, the percent of revenues collected versus original appropriation is at 3.52%. The amount of expenditures versus original appropriation is 4.61%. So the bigger number is the total expenditures inclusive of encumbrances. That equates to 11.16%. So I'm going to talk about these variances really quickly. Instead of going line by line tonight, we're just going to, in the interest of brevity, speak to all of the variances at once. So the encumbrances and the variances are included in purchase service line, materials and supplies, operations, and capital outlay. That is because we are building our school year in July. So we're putting contracts in place, we're encumbering funds for the entire fiscal year, we're paying liability insurance payments. So those things skew the ratio of how much you have spent. So that's basically instead of going line by line, that's basically what the variances entail, setting up the school year. So moving on to statement of revenues, if there are no questions on that expenditure report. We have received so far in July a state allocation of 5.14%, federal allocation of 12.09%, and local revenue collections will come in a later month. Miscellaneous has collected 6.49%, and charges for services has collected 28.33%. So if there are no questions there, we'll move on to the monthly summary report. So looking at the monthly summary report, the audit factors into this report. So the negative amount for the beginning balance for 26, it is a fluid number, a fluctuating number right now, because the auditors are currently looking at all of our incoming premiums and outgoing disbursements. And so once they have audited all those numbers, they will give us the number of what the beginning balance is going to be. So those numbers will change significantly on that summary sheet. So I wouldn't get too worked up over those numbers. So that's basically month one of fiscal year FY26, and I will entertain any questions you have at this time.
Mrs. Larry.
When do they always come back and audit? Like you said, then the auditors finish. So we're into a new school year, they haven't finished. I know they got started because you said we're on a schedule of different people they visit.
We are,
But-
so we have a preliminary audit, usually the end of May.
Okay.
Then we have a full-blown audit, usually the end of August, and we just got through with that. So we were ahead of the game this year, and we're very pleased about that. I think everyone's pleased about that. But they do have, as they're crunching these numbers and looking at lines, they have follow-up questions for us to provide documentation and things of that nature. So we're working through that with the auditors this week. So we have provided them everything they've asked for. We're just waiting for the next set of, okay, well, let us see this type of questions. So our goal as a finance department was to be completed with our piece of it by September the 1st, and we were. So for the most part, we have some other questions that come up, so.
Well, thank you for your hard work, because you came into
Absolutely.
this position in a tough situation. Appreciate
Yes,
you did a
ma'am,
lot of
absolutely.
work.
So it's a team effort. I'm
Yeah.
not going to take all the credit for
Yeah.
it. You have an amazing finance department,
thank
and
you,
they are
finance
hardcore
department.
workers.
Yes.
So, yes.
Other questions to Ms. James? I have few. Your encumbrances for July are 13 million, including expenditure. So I'm assuming they are from the previous fiscal year. You're carrying them over to this fiscal year?
No, sir, we're not carrying over encumbrances. Anything that we're carrying over is on your revenue sheet, and that ended up being about $71,000. So the encumbrances are the purchase services contracts, the insurance that any PO that we've done in in July feeds into that encumbrance line. And so we may expend all that those encumbrances, but we may not, depending on how many services is needed out of that restricted funding, so to speak.
So if somebody who's watching this and they'd like to know you're getting only $4.18 million in receipts, and you got expenditure plus encumbrances for 13 million. So if everything falls in the month of August, how will the school division cover those expenses?
So, so
Do we have a
far,
line of credit to fall back on?
we actually get monthly, we get allotments from the state and Fed and local. So what will happen is if we look like we're ending up short for a month, the wonderful, fine people at the City of Lynchburg Finance Department will go in and pull from their budgeted allocation and pull that money and give it to us that month. But for the most part, it is a fluid action. Usually we don't have any surprises or anything. We expect these expenses at the beginning of the year. Yes, sir.
Thank you for clarification. The other issue was about health insurance. Looks like in July we are underwater by $2.5 million.
Yes, sir.
And we were looking pretty good last time when we had this presentation. So what has changed between the last presentation to this to get us underwater by 2.5?
So that's where I was speaking about the beginning balance. The auditors, that's not a real number for us. The auditors are still working through a lag report that we get from the insurance company that tells us, okay, here's your true up at the end of the year. This is what you're going to owe or not owe. And so that lag report comes about a month and a half later than the fiscal year closing because they have to look at all the billings. So that number, I fully expect that to change. Once the auditors have looked at the lag report and the disbursements and things like that, that number will not remain the same.
Mrs. Lowry?
How much of the new employees play into that?
Into the lag
into
report,
insurance,
into
insurance.
so we're truing up fiscal year 25, so those new employees didn't start
Okay.
until their contract year, which, most are in August. So those benefits wouldn't be calculated in this number that we're talking about. We are talking about the beginning balance from last year, beginning balance of what this year is going to look like. Could be a positive number, could be a negative number. We just have to wait and let the auditors give us permission. We think we know what it's going to be, but we can't put that official number out there until the auditors have audited everything that they want.
So when you say it'll change, hopefully it'll change in the right direction.
Fingers crossed. Yes, sir.
I'm
It's
pushing
fine.
on that topic because last time when numbers were presented, I looked at the superintendent and I said, could we refund that money back to the employees because we increased their premium in last year? But it looks like I need to put water on that statement now, right? It's $2.5 million.
I completely expect that number to change, so I hope it goes in the positive direction. Yes, sir.
That's what you're.
So when the new employees are factored in, is that going to raise it up?
So the new employees won't be factored into the beginning balance. So they will be factored into the monthly premiums and disbursements that we pay. So because those new employees most of them were filling vacancies of old employees, I don't expect a spike because their benefits will be slightly different. If they have a family, it's going to be a little bit more based on their withholdings. But there is money budgeted for that outgoing employee that those new employees will slide into. So I don't expect it to be a huge spike when that happens.
Other questions for Ms. James? Good, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Next one is new business, policy BHBA. I'll leave it to Dr. Midget, because it came out from the governance group, governance policy group, and both of us have a voting into it, so if, I'll let you carry this forward if it's okay.
Okay. All right. Well, good evening, everyone. So tonight, as Dr. Gupta said, working with the chair, vice chair of the governance board committee, there's a policy that's proposed tonight. I have it for information and discussion and potential action if that's the direction you choose to go. It's policy BHBA, Board Member School Visitation Policy. And I want to let you know that we did work with an outside law firm that they were able to find some other school divisions that were doing a similar policy, so we weren't recreating the wheel. And so they were able to craft a policy for us. What it states is board members may visit various schools throughout the year when invited for regular programs and special events, or when the board member has time available. Prior to any school visit that is not pursuant to a specific invitation, by 12 p.m. on the school day preceding the visit, board members agree to notify the superintendent, one, of their intent to visit the school, and two, the purpose of the visit. Upon completion of any visit, board members agree to first contact the superintendent with any questions or concerns resulting from the visit. So essentially, if you see something there that's of concern, just let us know so that the team and I can address. And the reason why we say even the day prior, that's helpful, because if there's something that's going on, say there's testing, we're not going to be in the building on the day that they're doing state testing or anything like that, unless we're there to provide support. So we just want to be sure, even making sure the principal is there if you want to go and visit certain classrooms. Board members acknowledge that they are guests in the school when they visit. They'll stop first at the principal's office to advise the principal of their presence. School board members are encouraged to visit the total school when possible, rather than attempting to visit only selected programs. And board members agree that they will not interfere with the daily operations of the school when they're visiting, which includes but is not limited to directing disciplinary action or attempting to take disciplinary action against school personnel. In accordance with policy BBAA, no single school board member has the authority to take or direct such action. And then in an emergency that affects the safety or security of students and staff, this policy may be waived on an individual basis by the board chair, vice chair, or superintendent. Yes, ma'am.
So we had adopted schools in the past, so this year, Dr. Gup said, let's visit all of them. Is it okay, I sent out a schedule, is it okay if I just send you a schedule of when I'm going to visit to you?
Yes, ma'am.
That's-
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that'll work.
Because the another board member said they'll be visiting on Thursdays. The time is blocked out, so that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
And that's helpful, that way, if you all approve this, that way is helpful, because at least we can say to the principals, these, hey, so-and-so's going on Thursdays, Ms. Lowry is coming to all these schools on these various days, or these are schools we adopted. And then if they are having a conflict where they're doing testing or there's something else that's going on, they can just let you know, hey, this is what's going on.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The specific invitation, can you elaborate on that? And and maybe I'll make it easier for, since there are two board members that actually have children in school, so that I just want to make sure I'm clear about that situation.
Yeah, so if you're, essentially, if you're invited as a board member for an award ceremony, a promotion ceremony, things like that, if you're going in as a parent, that's your time as going in as a parent, then that's separate of us.
Okay, I just want to be clear about that.
Yes, sir. It's a great question, but no, that's separate.
And that's a question I asked too, was like, there is a Bedford Hills PTO night.
Yes.
So that's a school-wide event, right?
Yes, and we don't need to know.
Yeah, that way you don't need to know it.
And my other thing is, I usually read to the elementary during the first semester, then visit the high schools in the second. But if I set up a time to read to the elementary, do I need to let you know when I'm going in, or after, or before I call the principal and say, hey, I have these times available, can I come read to any class you choose? Or that's
Yeah.
what I did before.
If you already know, hey, first semester, I'm going to read to, I'll just say Palmer Row, if you're
Yeah,
going
or
to do.
kindergartners, 'cause, yeah, I
Kindergartners or
visit
something
all the
like that.
elementaries.
Then it's something that we know, and we just notify that principal.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Other questions?
This is a comment.
Yes, sir.
I think this is unnecessary. I know in my job, if I have a few moments, something, a break during my day, I say, I'll go and check in with the principal if they have time for me. If I can be on site, if it's okay to walk in. Do something 24 hours in advance, I don't know if I'm going to have time some days. If someone calls, says, makes a reference to a certain situation that is being brought, should be brought to the board, the attention because of ways things used to be in the past, I think we should have the latitude to be able to do that respectfully and check in with the principal in advance upon arrival. We don't know what's going to happen. And to do 24 hours in advance, it might end up not being an inconvenience as I see it. I just see this as being unnecessary.
Other questions? Dr. Farmer?
I am a lunch buddy, and also I am a life coach. Now, would the principal let you know that I'm coming in, or should I?
You would just tell me which days, which schools, or at least which schools that you plan on going to. Because you had chatted with me about the lunch buddy with some of the locations
Yes.
you were working on anyway.
Okay.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
Other questions? Is there a motion to approve it?
Motion.
Second?
Mrs. Larry, Dr. Farmer, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Barron,
Yes.
Mr. Aline,
Yes.
Mrs. Laurie,
Yes.
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Dr. Gupta,
Yes.
Mr. DePaul,
No.
Mr. Jalil,
Abstain.
Dr. Farmer,
Yes.
Mr. Poe.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Next one is the informational items. Tuesday, September 9th, we have a joint city school board meeting at the 4 p.m. at IT building, right? It's on Young Place?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is, Young Place. Discipline Committee meeting on 3:30 on September 11th. BSBA board training September 16th at 9:30 to 2:30. And in the afternoon that day, 5 p.m., we have a full school board meeting. Those of you who are watching, there's no public comments today because we flipped. We flipped in terms of the work session and the regular board session. So 16th will be a long day, but we'll have a regular board meeting that day. Facilities and Finance on September 23rd at 3:30. Academic Success Committee on September 23rd at 3:30. And next school board work session, October 7th at 5 p.m. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.